I am 3 weeks into my new corporate job here in Las Vegas, Nevada. So, some of my old friends and acquaintances in California have asked me, hey, what's it like working in Las Vegas, Nevada? Right. So, this job that I just landed, it's in banking, financial services, finance, essentially working with corporations and whatnot. But in the bigger scale of things, when I look back at my journey in a video I did from California to Las Vegas and why I moved and how I moved, I've documented the journey. When I got to Nevada, my initial role was in the fintech technology space, which was my break from California and allowed me to pack up and leave and land here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I've always wanted to move to Las Vegas, and here I am. I'm not only recording videos and getting off this YouTube channel off the ground, but I'm doing a lot of things. I have a faceless channel, a soccer channel, sports, right, and also a news channel that I'm also launching off right now. My soccer channel is already monetized. Obviously, it's a faceless channel, right, and so nearly 1 year ago, I left my job in technology, fintech, and I did a slew of videos about why I quit my corporate 9 to 5 6-figure job. There's a playlist for that as well. And here I am getting back into the workforce. For me, Las Vegas is a dream city. It's a dream state. And not for everybody, though, because on the flip side, I do hear that people are actually moving out of Las Vegas and heading back to California, Arizona, Texas, Miami, even. But things seem to have a full circle, very transient city. Some people are coming back. Myself, for now, I am planted 3 years in, and here I am. 3 years ago, when I moved here, I had a lot of close calls with community banks and local banks here, even some of the larger names. When I tried moving here, I was landing interviews, but I couldn't finish the interviews and I wouldn't really get past. Really, I would get further down the process, but I couldn't get past the final round because they would give preference to a local banker or a local resident here, right? Versus someone like me that's got no portfolio coming into Nevada, and you kind of start from the ground roots and you have to kind of prove yourself. And so in this situation, I think preparation meets opportunity, as they say, that the experience that I've had in my career path in this field, in this industry, it came back in a good way and rewarded me this once again, because I went out of tech, right? And tech is a very delicate, very volatile industry right now. The job market, inflation, and all in itself, very volatile, right? So to land back into my banking roots here, it means the world to me, to be honest. And obviously, my first day I get a welcome lunch and then I drive through the strip. My office is literally almost right next to the Sphere. I believe I could walk it if I really wanted to. Although a lot of things appear closer here visually, and you end up walking for a mile or two because there's a lot of detours to get to the destination. There's never really a straight line. And if you're a local, you would know that. And so walking through those detours versus taking an Uber or driving, day and night difference. So every day I come to work, I can see the Sphere, I can see the Resorts World, I can see Wynn right through my office window. And then it just hit me all of a sudden. I started sharing with my coworkers the feeling of gratitude that I express every single day when I wake up and I'm able to drive toward the strip and work almost parallel to the strip right there, right? And when I look out of this window, I just have this epiphany, like, not only do I have my morning routines dialed in and waking up 5 o'clock, getting my 10,000 steps, getting my workouts in. By the time I get to the office, I am just supercharged, like electricity running through my veins, my entire system. So once I look out the window, there's this sigh of relief and acceptance that I'm actually here. I'm doing this. This is my job, and I'm getting paid a handsome salary to do this, not to mention the benefits. And it makes you realize that if you've always had a corporate job, if you've always worked we all work for corporations to all extent, right? To some degree, no matter what your position is, we all have a corporation paying us weekly checks, commissions, monthly incentives, and annual bonuses, and all. It all rolls up to a corporation ultimately, right? But this 1 year that I didn't have a job allowed me to really focus in on priorities and what I really need versus what I want. What I really want is my faceless YouTube channels to take off. This talking head channel, I honestly don't know where this is going to go. All I know is that I had a vision to execute and just talk. Like, even sitting down, starting this conversation here was tough. And a lot of people are not comfortable having a camera on, right? And talking to that green dot that pops open on your phone. You're essentially staring into that, assuming there's hundreds and hundreds of people waiting on the other side, ready to receive you. But it doesn't quite work that way because the algorithm is really the people, right? And so the goal is that eventually this finds the right people, the right audience, and you guys connect, right? I'm also a thriving Generation Xer. So, I was 49 a few weeks ago and I turned 50 just a few weeks ago. So I have dropped that number many times throughout the course of my channel. When I started this channel, my first video, I was around 47, 48, maybe 46, but I wasn't this consistent. And no one believes me until today that I'm actually that old. I'm old. And so I'll make a separate video on what was it like turning 50 and the big 50. But essentially, getting to this mark, this age, has less to do with the age and the numeric factor itself. It has 100% to do with how you have lived your life getting up to this point. And so I could have ended up dead in many ways based on my abuse and my history with um, alcohol, for example. I've talked about on this channel. Thankfully, I don't crave that anymore. And mixing substances, meaning that um, different medications enhance the feeling of the drug per se with the alcohol, right? I've done a few things in my life to get to this point, and I could have been dead for all I know, knock on wood, though. But I'm here, right? I'm making these videos and once again, expressing tremendous gratitude from my heart. And once you can experience that gratitude from everything to how you wake up, your morning routine, commitment, the dedication, the accountability, and driving to work, right? Getting used to going into a brick and mortar office after working for nearly 4 years remotely, five nearly, and then intertwining with that culture there, the corporate life once again, right? And I've never felt a sense of pride and joy. It almost reminded me of what I took for granted, not to mention the paychecks, but what I took for granted was the joy of finding my purpose. And I realized that it was less to do with the corporation versus the company culture. And here, the company culture is night and day versus my prior job, right? Everyone is just really cool, down to earth, and a lot of people are there to have fun while they work. But numbers are numbers, and at the end of the day, we all are held to the same standards in terms of metrics, hitting your goals, doing the right thing, cut client centric, meeting your customers on the field. This makes this. I've missed it, to be honest with you. I missed the structure. And as wonky as this sounds, I needed the structure because I had so much time in my hands in this last 1 year that I became lethargic. I was always fit, though. I was always putting in the work, but I became very lethargic. I was going to sleep at 11, 12, 2 o'clock, waking up at 11 o'clock, losing most of my mornings. Even my dog was confused, like, what the hell is going on? You're so off. I would struggle with my sleep, and that led to sleep anxiety, right? My structure was so gone, like whack. I was getting 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hours of sleep, but I just stopped tracking because I didn't have to go to work. I put myself in a financial position to sustain myself for at least 1 year, and I got the mark. I got there. But it's taken me about 3 weeks to get this structure down. And now that I'm here working in Las Vegas for a corporation, right? I'm addicted to the structure more than anything else. Obviously, it involves getting a paycheck. It involves dedicating yourself to your employer, getting acclimated with the employees who become your kind of your work acquaintances and work family, as they say, but I rather say acquaintances in that aspect. But you spend so much time with these people, right? So what's it like working? It's after a while, it becomes just like any other city, as much as I don't like to admit it. But I will have that. Try to find the time in my day to make two coffee runs, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. When I'm in the office, I can walk across and get an Americano or latte, and I can see the sphere. I can see the sphere spinning, right? And I pause deliberately to look at it, like, wow, look at that, this big bright planet spinning right in front of my face. And if I flipped this life and gave it to someone else, guys, as bad as you think your current position is, there's someone who's always got it worse. Meaning that if you have the essentials in your life and you're getting by, you're able to pay your bills, your rent, food on the table, shelter, clothes, right? Security, warmth, cool air, AC, triple digits here. You have more than enough. And I think a lot of times we miss the mark. We take all of this for granted. And if you're like me, I technically bowed out from my last job due to stress, but it was the right move. It was the right move. But then you realize, damn, I took it for granted. The culture sucked over there, but my point is that we take a lot of goodness that we have in our lives, we take it for granted, and we want more. Rather than stopping to enjoy the journey and making a deliberate effort to pause and appreciate what you have, we start pining for the future that hasn't happened yet. I mean, you can plan it, you can attract it, you can visualize it, all of that. I get it, but make sure your trajectory is in a way is aligning to your current time as well. Like, you have to be mindful of the present moment, and there's nothing much more. There's no such thing as tomorrow, because tomorrow is not guaranteed. Yesterday is gone, but the present, right? There's no such thing more beautiful than the present. And the present, you have to. I've lived over half my life, guys, and I that feeling, that voice inside, that I wish I could have just appreciated my shows a little bit more. I'm a former artist, performing artist, and I've toured all over California. A few times in Las Vegas I've performed, but you want to hold on to those memories, because you just don't know when that moment's going to hit you, that you realize that was it. That last time I exited the stage was my last performance. And when was it? I don't remember. I've done music videos within the last 5 years. My last music video was in 2020. So that's relatively within a new it's not too long ago. So my life that I had, I can go back to the music life if I want to and choose to, but it's not aligning with who I've become inside. That calling, that artist, life behind the reels, who I was behind the camera and getting ready for my shoots, is the reason why I'm here today. Being able to wear nice fitting clothes, working out, training, looking the part for certain scenes, being able to move certain ways, these are all influenced by everything I talk about on my channel. Walking 10,000 steps, drinking a gallon of water every single day, nutrition, sleep, stress, anxiety, all of this, movement, stretching, right? This is life. And it seems like it's a lot of work, but it's really not a lot of work. It won't feel like a lot of work if you're putting in the work that comes from here. But you have to be mentally and internally, your heart and mind have to align. You have to find that balance. Lifting heavy doesn't always mean you're making progress. It's showing up consistently and lifting moderately every single day. That can be the difference maker. As little as 10,000 steps every single day, times it by 365. You have to find the time. I am blessed to be in this position to be able to give back. You just don't get to this age and not share your tips and secrets. So I'm sharing how I manage the office stress, my new life right now, being able to earn good money, alone in Vegas, starting my life all over again. It's never too late. Never you. Your thoughts can limit you. Your thoughts can fool you into thinking it's over. But is it really? And that's when you have to get in tune with your spirit, your energy. And I have found myself all over again through these talks, letting my spirit out this way, walking 10,000 steps every single day, and now giving you updates on a timely basis of how my life has taken a turn for the better. So I'm going to continue investing in this. I'm going to try to go to bed in an hour or so here. Yeah, we're almost approaching 8 o'clock, 8:30. So I try to get 8, 9 hours of sleep, at least 8, right? 7.5, 7 minimum, so that I can wake up at 5. And I do plan to record my video where you've seen me go most of the time, my favorite trail. So until then, until the next video, guys, I'm going to drop the video, end it here. You get the gist. It's been great to be consistently back on the channel again. Been really busy, but thanks for hanging with me. I see some new subscribers. We're slowly moving past the 500 mark and now beginning to just inch toward the 520, 550, 600. I appreciate each and every one of you on this channel. I don't know where this is going to go. Maybe you all can help me decide in due time, okay? Until the next video, Mamba out.